Hello, welcome back to this channel. Today's gonna be a very fun video piece. Today will be a short video, but it's gonna move extremely fast. I'm hoping to do a lot in the next few hours. So basically, if you've already read the title, you already know what's happening today. But today, we're gonna be walking over to the aquaponics. Now, none of this is going. Actually, nothing of 2.0 is running right now. But aquaponics is gonna be the first thing that's gonna kind of be halfway turned on. I'm going to go ahead and install everything fish tank wise, and then later on the rest of the system will be pumped through it. But with this, there's a lot to still be worked on with this, so I'll be doing that in a different video. But before we do go and start talking about really what we're going to be doing today, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not missing a video, and please like this video. Let's go start today's video. So number one, if you guys remember the old biofilter, which is still being used for the current location of the fish, but this is the 2.0 fish tank biofilter. I'm very excited about this one because listen to this upgrade. The 1.01 could handle about, I think it's about 600 gallons, while this one can handle about 1,300 gallons, which is incredible. Little more than doubling. So I'm very excited about this. But number two, the fish tank is slightly bigger. Now I'm not going to say it's like double the size, but it can hold a little bit more water, and I do think the fish will thrive a lot better in this. Now, the kind of downside about this fish tank is it is not see-through. You can't see it from the sides. So there's going to have to be a lot of other stuff because I can't tell if there's algae building up in it. So a way to prevent that, and I think something that will really help, is this. If you have no clue what this is an LED strip, great for underwater use. That's what it's designed for, so it'll sit like right here. And the LED, the wavelengths that prevent algae from growing and thriving in this is blue. So obviously if I have it turned up way too much, it's gonna be way too bright for the fish. So I'm going to turn on the LED and kind of mess with the settings, but I'm going to turn it on a very low setting so it doesn't mess with the fish at all, but still strong enough to kind of prevent algae from forming. I'm very excited about that. But number two, I'm just mind blown with the size of the biofilter. I mean, before the biofilter was like up to here on the other tank, now it's way taller. Also, I'll be talking about some upgrades on that in a second, but some other upgrades in this is, instead of the normal ones like this size, I now have ground ones. So these should be a lot more just nicer on the fish to have. But I'm very excited about that feature too, because that should help really the air in the water be a lot more efficient and really work a lot better. Also, I'm going to be pushing out and dropping the water more in the middle of the fish tank, so that way just the water circulation is as efficient as possible. Unlike, I mean, the 1.0 was pretty good, but this is going to be a lot better. There's a lot more designing stuff going into this. Now, the thing is, I do maintenance on the biofilter every 2 weeks. Now, the thing is, I can't pick this one up. Now, I can pick it up right now, but the thing is, when water in 1.0, when it was full of water, it was extremely heavy, and I'd struggle a lot to pick it up. This holds double the amount of water, and already the plastic is so thick it's very heavy. So I'm gonna have to somehow get my hands on the permanent dolly that's gonna have to sit in here somewhere. So every 2 weeks I'm gonna have to get like 3 people to help me pick it up, drop it on the dolly, and kind of move it into the cleaning space. So that should be a fun process, but I'm still kind of figuring out where this should go. There's a lot of stuff, but there's an outlet right there. So I'm thinking if the biofilter does go right there, I'm going to grab some tape, some waterproof tape, and I'm going to put it over that outlet to protect it. And of course to protect the fish too, because safety is the number one thing in this really big operation. So just an update, because I filmed a lot. I filmed this series a while. I will say I didn't really film yesterday while I did a lot. So for now, before we do go and start the time lapse of really doing the fish tank and me giving you updates, let's just kind of take a walk really quickly. So this is the 1.0 grow light design. You can kind of see that's the design. Yeah, that's how it is. But this is 2.0. This is a little bit more of an efficient one because the number one thing is it is slightly longer and more LEDs in it, meaning it's gonna be slightly brighter. Number two, these do move, which I don't think are more than an upgrade. I think having them stuck to it is a little bit more of an upgrade there. Number two, these things that hold them up are a lot more strong. And number four or something, the way these lights are angled. So the thing is, these are slightly angled more towards the metal, so it's gonna reflect off the metal, bringing up the rays a little bit stronger than if it's just face down. So I'm very, very excited about that. But second of all, with upgrades around the room, you can kind of notice the papers on the wall. So you're probably wondering, what on earth does that really mean? So that giant picture in the middle is gonna be a giant canvas. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. And the reason why these are half the size of this is because that's gonna be the goal. I wanna have maybe pictures of like just really cool things throughout here. Maybe aquaponics, maybe when I'm growing all the microgreens, I'm just gonna take a ton of random cool pictures throughout the next few months. And then I'm looking at ordering the Go for Produce banners right now, or canvases, and then getting the other ones later on. But for the packaging and kind of hangout room, now I've really noticed once I've taken everything out of this room, it's become a lot more echoey. But check this out. So I'm gonna have another canvas right here, and I'm gonna have another giant canvas in here. Now I do feel like with Tropical, which was my slime business, I had giant banners in here, and I just kind of felt like it was too much. So I'm looking at maybe not doing this one here. I know for sure I want to have one in here, and I know for sure I want to have one at the very end of the hallway, but I might look at different stuff right now. So far I'm looking at ordering 2 of these canvases and not 3. So this could be a good opportunity to just do like 4 canvases vertical, just showing off really cool pictures that I've taken over time. That white paper is going to be another canvas that's going to be back there. Now check this out. Now this might not sound super exciting, but the bar looks phenomenal. It is, for the most part, 100% ready for just operation. So we got gloves. There's still a lot more to do for the packaging station till operation is 100% ready, but I mean, there's still some more tech that needs to be installed, and that'll be a part of phase 2. While, I mean, some of the stuff has already been installed. We got some of the prototypes of the seasoning side of the business. We got just this area is going to be great to work with. And then over here, I'm still looking at this. This area is going to have 2 couches. That's the goal. I'm hoping to have maybe a 2-person area right there and maybe like a 1-person couch right there. Now this Bowflex, these do come down, so I don't want someone to be sitting here and just get like whacked across the head when someone is like working out. Now, it's not gonna get that much use, so I think the odds of that happening is really extremely low. But I will say, I want to prevent as many injuries and just safety #1 in this room. So, I'm also looking at having canvases right here. And I think something that might be really cool is like putting my phone in like a bag, or grabbing like a waterproof camera like a GoPro or something and putting it in the fish tank and taking a ton of pictures of the fish and then looking through them all, picking the best one. And I'm thinking it might be really cool to have that picture right here, because at the end of the day, even though we're selling produce, I'm still working with fish, and the fish are just an absolute incredible feature of the room. So I definitely want to have at least one picture dedicated for the fish, but I'm very, very excited about that. So I'm gonna figure out what to do first. I think I'm just gonna kind of move stuff around. The only problem is some of the stuff I need is hooked up to the temporary system right now. Like the pumping system is being used right now. The hoses are being used right now. So the problem is I'm going to have to move very, very quickly because I don't have a temporary extra filter on my hands right now. So I'm going to probably have to look into some of those areas, but I'm thinking for now, I'm gonna probably fill this up with water, do some like chlorine checks with this and try to bring the pH down to a good percentage, do some testing with the LEDs and some other tech in here. And then I'm most likely just going to give you guys an update every so often, probably not do a time lapse. But I think for now, even though I just said no time lapse, let's go ahead and start a time lapse of filling this up with water. But first, I'm going to move some stuff around in here. Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys right now. I made a little bit of an oops. Now, good thing the oops isn't huge. Number one, the container, since it's long, it's definitely a long container. The thing is, when it's filled up higher, these sides are gonna expand a lot more. So check this out. I had it set perfectly and didn't think about it really expanding. So that is definitely a problem. But I will say, the good news about that is now with it being expanded, it's going to go a little bit under the containers. So I guess that's kind of like a plus there. But I will say, I probably should have just kept it on to show you guys. Let's just plug it in really quickly. I am using this outlet because it's not going to get wet anytime soon. But this is how it looks so far with everything running. Now, with like air pressure and stuff, I am going to have to do a lot more figuring stuff out, but so far it looks really, really good. Now, number one is I just drew a line. So I did check it for leaks, but I hadn't left the water in it. So I'm going to leave it for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to leave it overnight. And then I'll just check over the next 24 hours and we'll see how that is. But my big oops I made is I completely forgot to order pH, just the powder I usually use. So I have zero chemicals or substances to bring down and take out the chlorine out of this. So I can't put the fish in tonight, sadly, but at the end of the day, the fish can survive a few more hours. And it also gives me a little bit more time to change some stuff, because with the light, it is slightly angled up where I would like it to be slightly angled down. I also might look at moving the light in certain areas to try to learn about it. But I will say it is making progress. There's still a lot of stuff I have to install, like the main heater. I might look at raising the water level up because, to be honest, that is kind of low. I'm also going to be picking up fish eventually. I already have a ton of fish. I have feeder goldfish and I have fancier goldfish. I'm going to be picking up fancy goldfish this time. And maybe a few feeder goldfish, we'll just have to see there. But what I was saying there is, I'm going to have to figure some stuff out. So when I go up to the pet store, the fish store, to pick it up, Petco, I'm going to possibly go look at their fish tanks, because they do have a big fish tank there, and I might consider looking at it, because this will work, but it won't work forever, because with the sides being pushed out like that for that long, and over the course of the next few months, it is slowly going to push out more, because the plastic is really just going to start wearing a lot more. So that's kind of the plus about glass fish tanks. So I may look at the glass fish tank, who knows, but so far this is very, very exciting. Lots of very good stuff. But I think for now, I am just going to cut the video to really when I film next, either later tonight or tomorrow. We'll just see. But for now, I'm just going to kind of let it sit here, figure what else to do tomorrow. I might push it back a little bit more. And yeah, we'll just have to see. So I'll see you guys then. All right, good morning. So I just got in the room. I've currently not gone over to the fish tank yet. So let's just go ahead and check out what's gone on the last few hours. And yeah, well, just really walking over here. So far, water level looks great. Looks like the light, just whatever happened to the suction didn't stay, so that's not good. I think I might try to move around some of the stuff. I really don't want the, I mean, I guess I could work with this. I'm just really iffy about that. I'm not a big fan of that. So it's all right at the end of the day. I would like to bring the water level up slightly more because, yeah, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But I will say I'm getting a little bit nervous about how far it is extending out because that is quite a lot and slightly more than how it was yesterday. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and hook everything up, and really if I have to evacuate the fish later on, I'll have to do so and pick up a different fish tank. But I think for now, we're just gonna have to make this work. And if there's a significant problem, like leak or maybe the plastic is extending faster than we thought, then we're just gonna have to probably look at getting that glass one. But for now, we're just gonna have to make this work. Well, I'm gonna say it's been about an hour and 30 minutes, and really, I don't think I'm gonna do this. I just think I'm gonna be basically signing on to a huge accident happening really just later on. I just kind of feel like even though we've went through so much work to get this in the room and get this kind of where it's at right now, I just think it's gonna make me worry a lot more. Because even though it does work, I just kind of feel like from when I filled it up last night, the sides have just stretched out a little bit more, and I just kind of feel like I don't think it's gonna happen this week, maybe not next week. I feel like it's gonna happen like the next 3 months. I feel like the side is just gonna stretch out way too much, and it's just gonna split once it can't hold this much water. Because I do have intentions of bringing up the water level, because really that's not, I want to have it a lot higher where the fish can have a lot more water to swim around. So the thing is, I think where I'm at right now is I'm going to just have to go up to probably Petco, pick up the glass fish tank, and that's really the only option at this point. But the thing is, the glass fish tank is going to sit about 2 inches higher than this. And really, if you guys saw what I had to do earlier in this video, I had to cut this before I fill it up to get the sides to really go in. And the thing is, this is going to sit way too low where the fishing is going to have to be. So the thing is, I think I'm just going to have to go up to Lowe's once again and pick up some more bricks. Now, I don't think I'm going to be picking up these bricks because that's just going to raise it way too high up. But I think I'm going to try to pick up maybe smaller bricks that might be better to go on top of these or under it to help it do a little bit better. So, we're just going to have to see how all of that is. But I think for now, I'm just going to kind of stall. All the fish are still in a good temporary area. And for the most part, I think it should be much better. So, the thing is, the glass fish tank should be better than this, drastically better, where the suction stuff should suction a lot better to the glass fish tank. But the only thing that makes me a little bit worried is a glass fish tank on the ground probably is not the best idea. So let's get a good example here. So it is this fish tank, but bigger, drastically bigger. This one I'm gonna say it's about 10-ish gallons, while the one I'm gonna be picking up is about 55 gallons. So big difference, way bigger, drastically bigger. This one is, from the numbers I think I remember about it, is going to be about 20 inches high, while it is going to be about 48 inches long. So slightly bigger than this, a little bit longer, definitely taller. I don't know about width. I didn't really check that part of the numbers, but I think this should do very, very well. Really, I'm just going to have to cross my fingers hoping this does well. Also, I was thinking on the biofilter. So the thing is, when we would do maintenance and we would have to take off these to just do all that, the water would just go all over from the pressure relieving. So the thing is, the only reason why we had the bin there is so when the pressure would be relieved from the biofilter, that extra water could just go into the bin, and then while the biofilter is in its maintenance space, this can be dumped and kind of cleaned really quickly. So I'm thinking for now, I think for the best idea of not destroying the floor and trying to keep the space as safe as possible, I'm just going to keep it with this. Now, I cannot pick this up. Once it is full of water, it is way too heavy to pick up, and I'm just going to really hurt myself to pick that up. Just, I forget what numbers I got from when I did that earlier, but I'm gonna say just picking it up, having to like bend over to pick it up with your arms, and picking it back up is just gonna destroy your back, destroy your arms. So I think for the goal of just trying to be as safe as possible, I'm gonna get a dolly that will sit in here permanently, and when we would do maintenance, we're just gonna have to pick it all up and throw the bin also on it too. So that should be definitely an interesting process, but let's see how it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and install for probably the next few, maybe the next hour, and then we're gonna go up to the store and see how all that is. All right, so it's been about 2 hours since I did my last update, and to be honest, I think we are just gonna go ahead and pick up the fish tank. After really examining this, I don't think this is, for the idea of not spending a fortune on maintenance, I do think that the glass fish tank is just gonna have to be a must on trying to just make everything work as smoothly as possible. Plus, my goal in this is to buy everything in here, like the shelving and like the aquaponics, where I don't have to buy them again. So I just buy it, like all the grow lights I don't have to buy again. Once they're bought and installed, I don't have intentions of buying them again. So that's kind of the plus in this. I don't really want to do extremely big maintenance and have to install the fish tank later on in the next few months. So we're gonna go ahead and pick it up. While we are at the fish store, we may pick up the goldfish too. I talked about that in our construction video. If you guys do want to check that video out, I strongly recommend it. But I will see you guys when we get to the fish store. And while we were there, we may pick up some more bricks at the local Lowe's to raise this up a few inches. So I'll see you guys when we get to the store. All right, we just got to the store. They have a lot of fish tanks. They don't have the 55-gallon, which is what I was looking at, but they do have 60 gallons, which is 2 inches higher or 2 inches lower, but a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So this may work. That could be a good option. And for now, we are gonna hold off on the goldfish. Good news, their goldfish tank has been under observation right now for who knows, the last like 6 months, which is unbelievable. But the good news under that is in their koi tank, they actually mixed brand new goldfish and the koi fish together, which is exciting because the goldfish there are a brand new variety that I currently don't have. So I'm very, very excited about that. So we will be coming back up here in probably about 3 days. We're gonna set up the tank for now. We're gonna go ahead and check out, and I will see you guys really when I film next. All right, well, we just got back and definitely had a breath because we just had to carry this all the way to here, but this is still full of water. I'm most likely just gonna have to pump that into other buckets, like there's like these types of buckets or just like stuff like that. But what's really interesting is the 55-gallon one. So this one, which is 60 gallons, the original one I was looking at was 55. That was the original plan. To be honest, I thought 55 was as big as it got. So I was looking at the height, and the height said it'd be 22 inches. The thing is, this one is slightly different because it is 2 inches lower than what I thought, than two inches lower than that, which is interesting because that one is, well, I guess theoretically they're about the same height, but definitely very, very happy about that because now we don't have to elevate the reservoir. But I'm very, very excited about that. So really the plan now is well, this one's also way longer than what I thought this is going to be. So that is a little bit interesting. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything ready. I'm going to go ahead and just start a time lapse and just go all over. Yeah. So don't know where I'm honestly going to start, but yeah. Okay, well, first of all, it is like 10, 11 p.m. at night. It's been hours of getting this fish tank ready, but I actually think the end result is really something I never thought the fish tank would look like. Check this out. Really, the most part, it is done. I'm still gonna do a little bit more work on maybe moving the light a little bit because the entire wall back here is lit up, but check this out. Now, really, just this looks awesome. This looks absolutely insane. First of all, check out the size of that fish tank. Oh my goodness. But first of all, check this out. All the fish are in. You can kind of see some stuff, a lot all over, but check this out. I mean, those are some absolutely beautiful fish. Now, you're probably wondering, why is it lit up in blue? Now, there's a certain reason why I did that, and I did that on purpose. So, usually, when really fish tanks have light, it's usually multiple lights. White, blue, red. So red actually promotes algae growth. The only reason why I'm choosing blue is one of the only LEDs that kind of promotes algae not to grow. It doesn't, just the rays, the lighting that come off of blue LEDs, the stream is not good for algae growth to really form. So that's the reason why it is blue. But I'm going to be experimenting with it a little bit more because that is a lot of blue and I don't really think it needs that much. Number two, I feel like it's just unproductive with it being right there. I might look at moving the light above where it's just shining down on it. That could be a definite possibility, but I think I'm going to experiment with that throughout really the night. But I mean, the rest of the system is a go-to. The entire system is plugged in now. So that is definitely a huge accomplishment for Go Forth Produce. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. So far, there's no leaks. So far, I mean, eventually there will be a leak, but I'm really happy and grateful that there's no leaks, no extremely big problems. But of all the planning and hard work, I did not think the fish tank would look this beautiful. So definitely very exciting, and you're probably wondering, why on earth do you need a fish tank that big? You could get a fish tank much smaller than that and still be really fine with it. The problem is, and I did this on purpose, I have intentions of possibly doubling my fish. I wouldn't say doubling, I want to get more fish. Now the reason why I need to get more fish is because the aquaponics is bigger. It needs more waste in order for the plants to thrive. So that's the reason why I get more fish. Also, I might experiment with throwing plants in it over time. I might change some stuff up for maybe the plants or really the fish to absolutely thrive more and really enjoy the space. But for right now, I'm going to kind of stall. Notice that one gray fish did just go to the top. So eventually, and probably in the next few days, I'm going to have to get my hands on an egg crate that will go above this, so just in case they do jump, they can't escape the fish tank. Same with the snails won't be able to escape the fish tank either. But for now, I don't have an egg crate, which is fine. And the chances of them jumping out isn't very high, and most likely won't happen tonight, but there is still a chance. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that, but this video was definitely very long after a lot of just confusion, a lot of like, this isn't going to look great, a lot of just who knows how this is going to turn out to the final result. This looks absolutely unbelievable. Now the fish are going to need some food because really they haven't had much to eat today. I am going to let them sit in here for a few hours while they do get kind of used to this new space, and then I'll feed them. But I mean, honestly, this just looks absolutely insane. So I'm very happy with that and very satisfied. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it good. And really, this is going to be the end of the video. So, if you guys like these types of videos and you want to help support the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell notification on all so you do not miss a video, and please like this video. If you guys have been with the channel for the last few weeks, we've gone from fancier type of videos that take a very long time to film and edit to more like vlogs, like this type of video. I really want to hear from you guys in the comments what you guys think we should do. We are planning a lot for Go For Produce, and we're changing the space a lot drastically, making it a lot more just unbelievable. I mean, just this is just a little part of what Go Forth Produce is going to give with 2.0, but I'm very, very excited about this, and really, I mean, this is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Please subscribe while you're at it, and yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace